Guys, how we doing? We're getting snow. We're supposed to get, I think, up to 8 inches. So I get to go play in the snow a little bit with some toys I haven't had to try out yet. Okay. You guys are dirty. Yeah, you got something in your eye. Hold on. There you go. You feel better? I feel better. Still undecided on this, kind of what's going on with it. I'm just running around town. It hasn't done what it's done before, but again, I'm only been doing like 10-minute trips with it. I need to kind of take it a little further and see if it starts pumping air back into the system. Last couple days I've been busy. Last week or so I've been busy just working on people's stuff, you know. The oil pan on a Dodge. What else we got in the scrap pile? It's a differential out of a, I think it's a 2002 Chevy pickup, front diff. And that was a grill. That's off that burned up Kubota. I was thinking about putting that on the rat rod, but it didn't happen. I think I want to go with something a little different. Kind of cleaned up some stuff, got rid of some crap piles. And this thing is going to get flipped up today. I want to put that skid pan on the bottom of that thing before I play with it too much and trash that bottom dry shaft. And with that, I'm still missing one of the front half shafts. It's basically a CV joint and half an axle for part of the front four-wheel drive. And in our local town dump, scrap pile, whatever you want to call it, I remember seeing one of those, and I went back to go investigate, see if I can go find it and pull the shaft out of there. I found it. Unfortunately, there was about 2,000 or 3,000 pounds of metal piled up on top of it, and the tires were squished down to the ground. I tried. I unbolted the tire and bolted a couple of pieces, but you couldn't get the thing out of there. So that was a no-go. But while I was there, I came across this thing. It's I don't know, maybe the first generation style of electric wheelchairs. But what's cool about it was I saw it had these motors on it. You could see them. It's just 24 volt permanent electric magnet motors, and they have like a good solid gearbox on them coming out to a shaft. And they have like a, so you can use it like a regular wheelchair. You can pull a pin on it and let it freewheel, where you can lock the pin. Let's find out where she goes. Get her in the hole. Come on. There we go. Then it'll lock into a hole. I tried it on 12 volts. It kind of spins at like that speed. 24 volts, it's about that speed. And then I kind of sort of went to 36 volts. We got 12 volts there, a battery pack acting as 12 volts, and then a transformer as my last 12 volts. And they're all just kind of wired in series. Okay, give you an idea what we got. So that's the speed it kind of cruises at. With 36 volts. I could probably even go up to maybe to 48 volts. Doesn't seem like it runs hot at all. It just stays cool. And it takes quite, I mean, I give it everything I got to try to stop it. I'm sure I probably could, but it's got a decent amount of snot to it. And I figure if I could probably just take that hub right apart and add, you know, a bike sprocket on it with a chain. I probably even want to keep this setup here with this lockout like this, so I can disconnect it. But I'm looking at making like a trike or a bike that still pedals but has like an electric assist. So I think, well, back up. I was going to use like a trolling motor and use the you know, the switch of the trolling motor to be my my throttle, so to speak. And that's the only thing I'm kind of missing on this, because the dump doesn't allow anything that has a battery on it to be thrown out. So whoever has a battery, they have to rip that off. And that's probably what was on here somewhere, probably somewhere in the middle of this pile of stuff here was a like a battery pack. The controller's there, but that controller goes to like a 10-pin connector, or more than 10 there. But you get the idea, you know. So it kind of doesn't allow me to have that capacity. To use it as a throttle. So I just don't have a throttle. So I was trying to kind of think of what I can come up with that will do that. And don't forget, I'm cheap, so I'm trying to do this for nothing or next to nothing. I kind of wonder how just a house dimmer switch would work. I know they're AC, but I just kind of wonder if you ran DC through them, if it would control it or not. It'd probably just go poof, but I I don't know. You don't know till you try, I guess. If any of you guys have tried it, give me a shout. Let me know how you made out. But the other thing I was kind of thinking is if like I could switch it from 12 to 24 to 36 to 48 volts, kind of like step it up and step it down with a bunch of switches and wires. That might get a little funky. Then I remembered I have this defunct set of like drill packs, and of course you can't buy the batteries for these anymore. And one thing they do have though is they have a variable speed. You know, you can. So I'm wondering if I can cut this thing open and take the switching out of here and use that for my throttle. Either one of them or maybe even possibly two of them, you know. Tie them together and make that be my setup. I think it's got to draw a decent amount of current through that thing, not too much different than what that motor is, you know. So who knows? We'll see what we'll get. The only thing I'm worried about is when I open this up, as long as like whatever it uses for a circuit in here ends up having two wires going to the motor, I can use it. But if it's like, if the motor is tapped in a bunch of different places and they just kind of send different voltages to it like I just talked about, that's not going to work for my situation. So we'll see. If not, I'll come up with something. But just kind of want to give a little showing of what I got and something I want to try to work on. I got that kind of bouncing around inside my head, and I have a another gas-powered setup I want to make too. So I was all set up to start playing with the gas one with that old Rio motor that I had done a video on a little while ago. And I remember that this was in the back of my truck, so I dragged this in here, and I have a feeling I just got started on this guy. But we'll see. All right, guys, thanks for watching my videos, and we'll see what we come up with. Thanks for watching. Take care.